everyone, and welcome back to the second part tutorial of how to model SentryGun. So this time I'm gonna say a little bit to a few things and we will continue this. So first of all, I decided to lay down with this approach of treat this tutorial as for beginners, because I don't think that it will work for beginners. So if you are a beginner, just go and see any other tutorials that I made on my playlist, and you can learn the common uses of tools and stuff like that over there. So with a little bit easier approach on modeling. But for this tutorial it's going to be a little bit more tricky, because what I'm trying to do is rebuild a model that is in some kind of way it's a little bit more of a professional way to do this. Okay, so without any further to say, let's continue this. And what we are going to do now in this part, I'm gonna create this pivot here that's supposed to be on top of this head of this pipe. Okay, so it's going to be like this. We're going to right click, choose face, grab these faces, and you can see that I selected those, so control and mark this area to remove them. Okay, let's see if there is any other. No, so we can press delete and delete this. Now right click, choose edge, and grab these, double click on them, and I press 1 to switch back to non-smooth preview. Okay, and I want to scale this to about so. Okay, maybe a little bit less, like that. Now I put the camera, the view like this, so it will align me with this grid black lines. Okay, so from here I want you to right click, choose vertices, grab this one and this one and this one. Okay, these two and this one and that one. So basically you see this black line of the grid is aligned with this lines of these edges. Okay, so grab the middle one and 3 from each side, so 3 for the top and 3 for the lower part, and do the same. No, sorry, unselect this, and just with the scale tool squeeze it that way, so it will flat this line and it will create a straight line. Now we will do the same over here, so the middle one, which is here, and 3 above, 3 below, and do the same. Now pay attention that you don't do anything unusual like catching others, okay, and accidentally do some mistakes. So we grab those and we're gonna grab those also. Now we didn't save this file, but we should save this file after each part, so try and do this, and it's better to create a project folder. I will show you in a second how to do this, but just so we don't do any mistakes. Okay, so this is how it should look like. At this point click extrude with, right click, choose edge, double click this edge and extrude this, switch to scale tool and grab the middle axis cube and do something like so, and we can squeeze it a little bit so the frame here will look even. Okay, now we will click extrude once more and switch to move tool and bring it up to about so. Gonna go over mesh menu and choose fill hole, and now we are going to connect all those edges to those at the other side. Okay, and accordingly with these. Okay, so edit mesh, interactive split tool. Now the split tool, when you click on it, you will see a orange dot. So what you need to do is click once at this point here, and then click here, and right click to close this line. Okay, and we will do here the same thing. By the way, it's better to rotate, not use this as like that, because sometimes it can snap to something else down below. So it's better to rotate the camera and see what you're doing. Okay, like so. Okay, and here I want you to do something like that and something like that. Right click. Okay. Now we also want to make something here. I'm not sure if I need to do this, but let's try. We will connect this point with this point, and later on we will delete it if it's unneeded. Okay, so right click, and now I want you to do something like right click, choose edge, and you see you need to select the selection tool because it will stay with this interactive split tool. So switch to selection tool and select this edge here and that edge here. Okay, and then you can simply delete them by pressing delete, but don't do this, because whenever you use the delete button on edges, it will delete the edges, but it will leave the vertices on your object. Okay, I will show you also what I mean, but right now what you need to do, and the proper way to do this, is holding down the shift, right click, and choose delete edge. Now I also deleted them because here I had triangles, okay, in both sides. So I wanted to create a quad which is face with 4 corners. Okay, so now this face here has 4 corners, one here, 2 there, and one for this one here. I will switch to vertices so you can see it. So you have 2 here and 1 on each side. Okay, so this means that this face now turns into quad, and we want to maintain this like so. Now we'll switch to the side view like that, switch to selection tool. Okay, now what's good in the selection tool, you can always select by using each one of them, like the scale tool, but you will always see the gizmo and it will interfere you by choosing sometimes some of the vertices. So when you do this with selection tool, there is no gizmo that interfere your actions. Okay, so we're gonna bring those 3 up a little bit, and then we will select those, shift select these, and keep them a little bit like that. And now those, and we will start to create half circle or something like this. So okay, so now those here, and lower them down like so, and then those you can bring them to about so. Now we have those who a little bit making troubles here, so we will try and bring them at the same curvature line we have. Okay, now I will try to adjust this a little bit more, so let's grab those all at once. Okay, we'll undo that because this one has been selected. Okay, that, and yeah, so now if I will press 3 to smooth preview this, it will look like this. Okay, so what you want to do is create edge lines in order to maintain this sharp edge here. So shift right click, insert edge loop, and we will add one edge loop here and one edge loop here, okay, and we will press 3 to see this, so it looks like that, and it looks perfect. Now I'll switch back to non-smooth preview by pressing 1 and shift right click, object mode F8, shift right click, insert edge loop, and we will add one edge loop here, one edge loop here, and one edge loop here. Okay, now the reason I'm doing this is because I'm gonna create a hole here. Okay, now pay attention that I try to create those 3 lines in the same distance, okay, just so it will look even. Okay, now we are gonna right click, choose vertex, choose this vertex here, and go over mesh, edit mesh, and chamfer vertex, so it will create something like that. Here what you want to do, you want to grab this face in the middle, switch to scale tool, and open it almost to the limit. Okay, don't do something like that, that's fine. Okay, so now the only problem we have is this area here, the half cut of it, because it's a little bit smaller than the half cut here. So we can come and simply move these two. Okay, don't worry about what's going on there. We will just bring this a little bit like so, and maybe leave it to later. You know what, later we will deal with this. Let's go over edit mesh, interactive split tool, and we will create lines like that, and right click. Okay, so I want to have from each corner here to have one edge that is meeting the center of these edges. Okay, like so. And now we'll switch to selection tool, right click, choose face, and grab this face and delete it. Now right click, choose vertices. We're gonna grab those 4 vertices, and we're gonna grab this middle cube on this gizmo and click and hold and drag in order to open it like so, and then maybe we will squeeze it. Oh, maybe it's better to leave it like so, and I want you to double click on this edge, so it will select basically everything around, but we do need those two also. And I'm gonna switch to move tool and bring this just a little bit down like so. So I'm giving some more space for this vertex here to go down and somewhat look even to the one up above. Now we will grab these 3 and these 3. Basically what I'm trying to do here is create some kind of a hole, but that it will look from now it will look more of like an even hole, or circle. And now press F8 to bring it back to object mode, and let's press on 3 to smooth preview it and look at it. Okay, so it's not quite perfect, but it's okay. Okay, it's a good start point. Now what I want you to do is maybe grab this edge. No, let's grab this vertex here, these 2, and let's stretch them like so. Let's grab this one and do something like so, and maybe this one here up like so. Okay, and I want to make this frame also even, so I will have to grab this all over again and maybe squeeze it to about so, and you can see that it's almost there, but we do have some. Okay, let's press 3 again to see this, and we will decide. Okay, so we need to grab the middle circle, okay, and just bring this down a little bit, like so. And it's better to do this on non-smooth preview, so you will see any artifacts, overlapping, stuff like that that can occur. Okay, now that we've done this, maybe I will bring this vertex a little bit down, like so. And the overall, I can squeeze it from left to right, you know, because it looks a little bit weird here. Yeah, I mean those and those are a little bit weird, so if I will do something like that, I think it will look a little bit better. Okay, now we didn't deal with this part because we are going to duplicate this part, half cut, okay, to the other side. So what I want you to do is right click, choose faces, and we'll switch to orthographic view by front view, I think. Okay, so click on this icon here. You can simply hit the space bar in order to open this for view. Now put your mouse cursor over the desired view, which is this. Okay, we want to look at this like here, but on the orthographic view. So hover your mouse over this window and hit the space bar to expand it. Right click, choose F8 to bring it back to object mode. Right click, choose faces, and grab all the faces at this part. Okay, go over the edit mesh menu, make sure that keep faces together assigned with V sign here, mesh, and then extract. So we extracted this part from the lower part, and now we want to right click, choose faces, grab these faces, this half cut, and you see it also selected this one because this one is bridged between them. So that's fine, just press delete to delete it. Okay, and this time it's okay to press delete because we are dealing with faces here. Now spacebar to get back to foreview, hover your mouse over the perspective view, and again spacebar to expand the perspective view. Now you want to make sure on what axis you are. So right now when I'm looking this at like this, you can see here this little icon, the axis icon. The X is pointed at me, the Z is pointed to the left, and the Y of course to the up, okay, vertically. So what you want to do is go over edit, first select this this thing here and go over duplicate special and click on this option box, and here you want to reset the settings, and where it says scale you want to make sure you put in -1 and click apply. Now this is representing the X axis, Y, Z, okay, and also here X, Y, Z, and this is because if you don't already know, you have this menu here which you can expand, and this is how it goes with Maya. The first is X, Y, and Z, okay. So when you do this you click apply and it will create another copy, but as you can see it didn't create a copy as we wanted. So why is that happening? So I will undo that, and you can see that we are in front of the Z, okay. The Z is going to the left. That means that if the positive Z is going to the left, so we need the negative Z, okay. So this should be 1 and the Z should be the negative, okay. So apply, and this will create the mirrored object, okay. You want to grab them both, go over mesh, combine them. You can close this, okay. So we combine them and right click, choose vertices. Let's grab everything in the middle, and we want to merge all those vertices because it's still even though we combine them, this geometry is not really attached to each other. They are not attached. So I can show you by simply grabbing this vertice, and you can see that there is some kind of a weird thing happening here, okay, even overlapping. So I needed to move this to the left and this one to the right in order to open it, okay. So you can see it's still two pieces. So you want to grab sorry, all those in the middle and go over mesh, edit mesh, merge, and click on this option box and edit reset setting. Now the threshold should be by default at this value, okay. That means that with this value is the distance that requires in order to attach two vertices that near each other. If this threshold will be very high, most of them, all of the vertices will connect together, but we want only those ones that near to each other. But here we have a case where this is pretty much near to each other, and those can also be connected, and we don't want this, okay. We want only those that from the left and right side of these objects, okay. So we'll try with this value at first and click apply and see what's going on. So for now everything is okay. You don't see the connection because it's already been attached somewhat, but none of those, like these two, didn't connect it, and that's okay. This is what we want to prevent. And if you press 3 right now to smooth preview it, you can see that the object has no holes except those, yeah, sure. So there's no holes. It means that everything has been patched together correctly, and if it wasn't patched correctly, so you should see any kind of artifacts or overlapping stuff like this. So that's basically good, okay, and we can keep and continue this. Now accordingly do whatever you need in order to make sure that this thing is going on right for you, okay. So press 1 to non-smooth preview mode, and now we will do the same with these both. Oh my god, okay, I will undo whatever I just did. I should have deleted these faces. Okay, so it's a good practice, never mind. Weird. Okay, so delete this and press F8. We will do this again. So now it will be edit, duplicate spatial, and I don't think that -1 is let's see. Yeah, okay, so same settings. Grab all of these, 2 of these, right click, choose vertices. First of all, we need to combine them. Mash, combine, right click, choose vertices, grab these vertices in the middle, okay, and again merge. Well, took a few seconds. So now we'll press 3 just to make sure it's okay. Press 1, and now we will patch these. So combine them both, and now it's going to be a little bit more tricky because we need only, you see the connection point is this edge, okay. Now you can see both of them because they are at the same point where we extract them. So but basically we need to patch these, okay. So I will change to 4 view and use this view again. Right click, choose vertices, and I'm gonna select only this row of vertices, okay, like so. Okay, so you can see those, and grab these. You see everything is fine, everything is selected, nothing more than that, and then go over edit mesh and merge them. Okay, now we will press F8 to bring it back to object mode, and press 3 to see that it's really patched everything correctly. So this is fine. Press F8 to bring it back to object mode, and 1 to non-smooth preview mode. Right click, edge, double click on this edge, and go over edit mesh, mesh, fill hole, okay, and double click on this edge, and Y or G in order to repeat the same fill hole function. Okay, the last function is G, okay, so, and Y, both of them are doing almost the same thing. So use the G and Y when you want to repeat the same function or tool. So F8 to bring it back to object mode, and now we want to create this pipe that's going through these two holes. Okay, so right click, choose edge, double click on this edge, double click on this edge here, and by default you can bridge them. Okay, there is a bridge option, but I don't know why, but I will show you in a second. There is a bridge option here. Okay, that's this announcement move. Bridge options, and I want not smooth path. I don't want to have any angle, and I want to have only one division. Okay, and click, but you need first to select both of them. So double click on this to select it, shift double click on this to select it, and click apply. So you see what happens, and I really have no idea why this is happening, but I don't want to have any twist, and the twist is happening. See, maybe like that. No, I don't want to have tapper, I don't want to have smoothing angle. Linear path. This is the most reasonable. So, I don't know, let's leave it, let's do it in old-fashioned way. You grab both of them, extrude them once, switch immediately to the scale tool, and squeeze it like so, but don't attach them, okay? Now we will use the merge vertex tool. So go over edit mesh, merge vertex tool, and click on the option box for it, because there is an option here. By default it will be on target vertex. Okay, we need it on center. Target vertex means whenever you grab this one and you point it to this one, it will connect them, but it will pull from this side. The first vertex that you chose will be the one that's stretched to the other side. So we don't want to do this. We want to make them center, go meet at the center. So you switch to center and basically choose both of them. You can see also the green point which represent the center in between them. Okay, you see the center, and it will meet there. Let's do this for all of these. Left click, hold, drag, and release. Okay, like so. Okay, so it's patched, and now we will press F8 to bring it back to object mode. Shift, again we need to exit this tool, so choose this selection tool first. Shift, right click, insert edge loop, or better in this case you can just go over edit mesh, offset edge loop tool, and click on this edge. Okay, this edge, the inner middle edge. Click on it and click and hold and drag until you meet somewhat here. Okay, like so, and release. It will create two edges, one here and one there. Okay, now let's press 3 and see what we get. See, now we have a sharp entry here and there, and it looks pretty much good. Okay, so this is it for this part of the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this and you satisfied with your result. And yeah, it deserves a little bit more attention, I mean, but it's not something that difficult. Okay, Okay, so last thing before I stopping recording this is we didn't create an project folder. So in order to open project folder, you go over File, Project Window first, and you click New, and when you click New, this column here will open and you can assign any name you want, okay? And then just click Accept. After you do so, you go File, Set Project, and at your documents, okay, at your Maya folder in documents, at projects, you will see this folder that you created. I created SentryGun, so you choose it and click Set. Now you can come and choose File, Save Scene As, and save your desired name and file. Just save it. I already have a few here because I created, I'm practicing what I'm teaching you, and I want it to be easy for you, so I really put a little bit more effort on first experimenting what the best way to do this. So that's it. Okay, so save as, and save it as part 2, and create a second save with the same name and continue with it, and when you finish with it, just rename it. Okay, so that's it, and I hope you enjoyed. See you at the next part. Bye.